One of the newest members of the LSU baseball program, Seth Dardar, has made his way over to the studio and joined us. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be on.
Glad to have you in. We'll just start off with just kind of let everyone know kind of who you are, like as a player, kind of your journey up to this point through high school, college, and now here in Baton Rouge.
So I started high school at Jesuit, wound up transferring to Holy Cross, graduated from there. And then out of high school, I went to Columbia University in New York and had kind of a long career there. My freshman year was COVID, so I didn't play that year. Right. And then I wound up having three surgeries.
COVID in New York has to be awful.
Well, I was actually home my freshman year, so I was able to do online school, get a lot of credits out of the way while I was home, which at the time I was kind of upset about, but now it's
paid off.
Yeah, it paid off. But then I got three surgeries in the following 3 years, which kind of stunk. But then wound up grad transferring to K-State, and now this year coming to LSU.
Yeah.
So.
What was it like going from Louisiana to New York? Just the kind of the difference, and then from Louisiana to New York to Kansas, just all the kind of locations.
Yeah, it was definitely a culture shock going to New York, because I mean I went to high school in the city in New Orleans and stuff, and I thought.
Easy transition. Yeah, New York, I'm a city boy.
But, yeah, everyone would ask me, like, about the differences and stuff, and I'm like, New Orleans is supposed to be a big city, but it's definitely got small-town vibes. Like, everyone kind of knows each other, even though there is a lot of people. And in New York, it's just everybody's walking around with their head down, not really talking to each other.
Get out the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the weather is definitely a huge difference there, the cold weather. I think I was there for like a month my sophomore year, my first year actually being out there. And at the end of September, it was like super cold. I think I called my mom and was like, I'm ready to come home. I wasn't even there for a month yet. Yeah. And I was already telling my mom I wanted to come home. But, after sticking through that, going to Kansas, it was definitely a big change. But I liked the change for sure. Right. Like going from a big city to like a small town is more like my pace. And then I was used to the cold weather kind of by that point. And so, I don't know, now coming home, I'm super happy.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. I mean, you made the call after 1 month in New York to come home, and now it's official that you're coming home and not just headed back home. You're playing for your hometown team. You know, what's that like?
Yeah, it's definitely really cool. Obviously, I've dreamed about coming to LSU and playing here since, I started playing baseball, which is when I was like 3 years old. And so out of high school, never really had the opportunity. And then going off to a different college, I never thought that would really come about. And so I think after my whole college career and the ups and downs, but then having eligibility left and having a good year at K-State last year, it's definitely was something that I was like, well, this might be a possibility. It would be pretty cool to try to do this. So I'm glad it came about.
No, that's awesome. I mean, as we are all from Louisiana, like that's the dream, to put on the purple and gold, to play in front of the best fans in the world. Talk to me about your decision to commit. Like when you entered the portal, kind of what was that journey like, being in the portal, getting the call from LSU, and then making the decision to be a Tiger?
So definitely when I got in the portal, my only option was like LSU or kind of bust. And
that's what we were saying like on the show. We were like, this is you're taking a risk.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if they're going to contact you in the portal or not.
Yeah.
And so you're like, it's either this or I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah. So, really the whole thought process was after the year I had at Kansas State, it was kind of the first year in my career where I was healthy in college at least. And the first time that I was able to prove really just to myself that kind of I could play at this level. I had a pretty good year. And I think I was just kind of satisfied, I guess, with the season that I had. And so I don't know. There was a lot going on, but I guess you could say I had a pretty lucrative job opportunity, and
but Columbia education.
Yeah. So that was kind of the thought process between going back there or maybe taking my job opportunity, and then I don't know. The idea kind of got floated around why don't you enter the portal and see if you can kind of follow your dream and see if LSU comes calling. So I entered the portal and. For the first 30 minutes, LSU never called, but I was getting some other phone calls, and I was talking with my parents, maybe I should answer the phone for some of these other schools. LSU still hasn't called, and I don't know. I was getting kind of anxious, but after about 30 minutes, it's kind of a funny story. Coach Simpson DM'd me on Twitter asking for my phone number, And I gave it to him, and like 2 minutes later, I got another phone call from a random number, and I answered it, and it wasn't LSU. It was like, I think it's TCU. And so I was like, oh, gosh. And so I'm on the phone with TCU, and, of course, that's when Coach Jordan calls.
Right.
And I had his contact saved from the first time I got in the portal from Columbia. And so I didn't hang up on TCU. I
was about to ask, how quickly can we get this thing over with, though?
Yeah, so, I mean, I didn't want to be rude and hang up, but Coach Jordan texted me. He was like, answer the phone. Like, I just called you. And so
pick up the phone, buddy. What are you doing?
Yeah. So I called him back, and, he gave me, like, the recruiting pitch and stuff, and it sounded like the feelings were mutual, that they wanted me to come here, and I want to be here. So, I was super happy with that. And then not long after, Coach Johnson called me, and we kind of sealed the deal. So, what were
your emotions like when you got that first DM? Like, you've been waiting kind of on edge for 30 minutes, and you saw the DM come through. Yeah. What was that feeling like?
Well, really, I was surprised because I know Coach Johnson and Coach Jordan had my number because the first time I was in the portal, I was talking with them. But, Coach Simpson DM'd me, and I was like, I hope he calls me soon. And then when I got the phone call, I was like, oh, that was quick. And then it wasn't him, so I was like, oh, gosh.
Well, good call on not hanging the phone up. Actually, I've got a call coming in on the other line.
Oh, this is the one I meant to answer.
Yeah. But, it was definitely, just a surreal feeling. I think still it hasn't really set in that, like, I'm coming to LSU, and I'm going to play for LSU next year in the box and in front of all the fans that, I've been, like, in the stands my whole life, really. And I don't know. It's like a dream come true, and it feels like I'm living a dream right now.
No, that's awesome. I guess my next question, what was your kind of a two-parter, your impression of Jay Johnson, like, before you really got to know him and committed to LSU, and then kind of now that your relationship with him has grown?
Just impressed overall on both sides of it. Obviously, from the outside looking in, what he's done is pretty amazing and crazy. But, he just seems like a relentless worker. Just as soon as they're done with winning the national championship, it seems like right away he's on the phone making phone calls, trying to get guys out of the portal. And now that I'm on this side of it and on his side, I guess it's a good feeling knowing that guy's my head coach.
Yeah.
So.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
So when you got that call, like, I would imagine after you talk to LSU, and LSU's still playing baseball, did like watching it change at all for you, like seeing how they play or seeing how they coach, or just now being like de facto part of the team? Like it feels a little bit different, or is it just still like I'm a huge LSU fan regardless?
I'd say I still felt like a big LSU fan. I still wanted them to win just as much as I've always wanted them to win, besides the one game we played them this year.
Right. Did your best.
I tried to steal that win, but it's kind of funny. For the West Virginia game in the Supers, I walked into Coach Johnson's office, and he had like the Frisco Classic belt on the ground, and I was like, that should be mine. And then he kind of joked, and he's like, I'll teach you that double relay for next year. But that was funny.
Yeah, I guess talking about that play, what were your thoughts, like, witnessing kind of that play, like, in the moment?
Yeah.
Like, obviously being a part of it. Because, us, as, like, people watching on TV, were like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like, that was about one of the most impressive. Because, you barreled that ball up like it was.
That's why I had to have a double relay.
Right, that's why I had to have a double relay. And then they made one of the best defensive plays I saw all year to kind of save that game.
I'd say, honestly, in the moment, I was so locked into the at-bat. I was facing Case and Evans, and so I was just trying to like pass the bat to the next guy, get on base, or do something, just put the ball in play, hit it hard. And so when I didn't even realize that was going to be the winning run, rounding third, and that was my best friend on first base. And so I hit it, I'm rounding first, running to second, and it's kind of all happening in slow motion. I'm not really looking over at third base, but he ran through a stop sign at third base. If you go watch the playback, our coach had the stop sign up from when he was like rounding second base, and he ran through it and almost beat out him. He was running full speed, tried to hit like a sidestep around Luis at home, and it was a bang play. But after the game, he's like, probably for anyone else I would have stopped, but I wanted you to have the game winner against LSU.
That's awesome.
I don't know if the coaches at K-State are going to be too happy about me saying that he told me that, but he went all out for it, and then we got thrown out at home, and it was like, oh my gosh, I almost had the game winner. Like, that would have been so sick. And then even the next play, Daniel Dickinson made a diving play. I was scored on it to win the game, and so that was just, in the moment, I was like, oh my gosh, I wanted to win the game so bad, just playing against my hometown team.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, it's pretty cool that I was able to play against LSU this year and have a little bit of success, and now I'm coming here.
Yeah,
so.
no, I mean, the most outstanding player of the College World Series, Cade Anderson, you got to hit a rocket off the bat off of him, and then he turns around, throws a CG against Coastal Carolina in Game 1. You know, and I mean, obviously you knew him from, you know, being in the same area somewhat, and then you get to hit that rocket solo homer off of him and then kind of watch what happened the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Do you think that when you obviously you weren't thinking this in the moment because you're not on Kansas State going, if I play well against LSU, maybe I can get in the portal. But do you think, like, you've seen the way that Jay operates, and against guys that he plays, he, like, kind of puts, like, a little star or something down where he's like, I could see him playing for LSU. Like, do you look back at that and go, thank God I didn't go 0 for 5 with 5?
I mean, I never thought about that, but now that you're saying it, yeah. I mean, I'm glad I didn't have a terrible game, yeah. But yeah, when I entered the portal, I was like, I hope he remembers that game because I mean I had a decent game, and I even
don't forget who I did it off of. Like, I could hit SEC pitching.
Yeah, there was even a play earlier in the game with the bases loaded. I think it was off of Primo, and Milo made an insane catch. I hit a line drive with the bases loaded that probably would have scored 3 runs, and he caught it, and I was like,
there were so many the ladder.
Yeah, there were so many moments in the game where I felt like we could have won it, and especially like with me being a part of it, and we didn't. I mean, I was very frustrated after the game.
I'm
but
sure.
I mean, now it's not that.
It's funny how that works.
That's not the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
I guess my next question would be like, what are some of your impressions of some of the guys that will be back, like Milam, Jake Brown, some of those other guys that are part of this team that will be back next year that will be your teammates?
Yeah, I think Jay Johnson's talked about it a lot, but I mean, there's definitely a good group of guys coming back, a good core, and it's pretty awesome that a lot of the guys have experienced the success and they know what it takes to get to Omaha. And even I listened to Jake Brown on a podcast last night. A lot of them know what it takes or what it's like to lose too and get knocked out of the tournament. So there's a lot of experience coming back, and then it seems like a great group of guys. I haven't been in contact with many of them, but it seems like a good group. So I'm excited.
That's awesome.
I appreciate you listening to Mike Dodd. That was last night. Yeah,
of course.
He was right here
in the same studio.
Yeah,
don't tell all our secrets. Movie magic.
Yeah,
we just put up one poster that's different.
Yeah, we just swapped some sides around. I guess because speaking of this, Alec Bach Stadium, like your impressions, you know, your entire life, and then just kind of knowing that you're going to get to go play in front of the best fans in the world in the best stadium in college baseball, kind of what's that like?
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm most excited for. I've been on the other side of it for my whole life, being in the stands and stuff, but I mean, I still dream about it because I haven't been in it yet. So even, especially now that I've committed here and I know I'm going to play here, it's like I still dream about it even more.
Right.
Like playing in the stadium in front of all the fans, and I mean that's what makes LSU LSU.
Right.
It's really like the fan base and the community and the support. So I'm just really excited.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I mean, talk about you. I remember your visit was kind of announced to LSU on that day of the West Virginia game.
Yeah, and I don't know how that happened.
I remember we were setting up to do like a watch party for the game, and I'm scrolling Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, they got somebody, Seth Dardar on a visit." I was like, "I guess I should like share that." But then now
I was already committed by that point too.
Really?
And so all the fans were commenting like, "You need to come here," and all this stuff. I was like, "I'm coming."
already.
That's already happened. Because then the rain delay happens.
Yeah.
And so in the rain delay, the announcement is made that you've committed. Yeah. And it's it's called Rain Delay Jay. The rain delay happens and Jay Johnson's still recruiting.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like whenever you got to make the announcement and then you're at the super regional game and then you got to watch kind of the Omaha run as a member of the team?
It was definitely awesome. I didn't know when I was going to announce my commitment. I had talked to Jay on that Thursday, I think, is when I entered the portal, and that's kind of when I committed. And then I told him I was going to wait a little while. He asked me to wait a day to announce it, and I was like, I'll wait a little while. But then other schools kept contacting me because I never announced it or anything. So still waited a couple of days, and then I was at the game on Sunday, and the rain delay was happening, and I was with my parents and some of my friends and stuff. They were like, "Why don't you post?" Because my cousin actually made the video like my announcement video, and it was ready to be posted, and so I was like, you know what, I'll post it, whatever. And so I really wasn't expecting like the feedback that I got. Is pretty, I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was definitely a lot of funny comments, like Jay Johnson delays the game so he can get Seth Dardar committed. I was like, I've been committed, like, but sure, like run with it.
Ask the lore.
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny.
It's a genius move actually by you, because everybody's like fiending for LSU baseball, like get this game going, you know, LSU wants to play, and then you drop LSU baseball news like, I needed something.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it wound up working out pretty good. And then I was at the game, and there was this guy who was like looking at his phone. He kept looking up at me. I was like, yeah. And he goes, "Is this you?" I was like, "Yeah, that's me." So it was pretty. Here. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's a cool
awesome
moment. Yeah.
Is this you?
I was like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I mean, some people that get asked that question is probably not as cool when they as a LSU baseball player. Could be anything.
We should look at you.
Just wanted
No.
Yeah.
But I guess kind of let the fan base know like who they're getting, you know, as a player, as a person, but really like on the field, like what is Seth Dardar going to bring to LSU?
Yeah, somebody that just wants to win, honestly, and then especially now at LSU, it's like I've always wanted LSU to win, and now I'm on the team, and it's like I'll do anything it takes, whether it's, you know, playing a role or being a starter. Obviously, a personal goal is to be a starter, but I mean, I'll do whatever it takes, and you're getting an extremely hard worker. Like, I'll work endlessly to try to win. So
yeah, no, I mean that's
the recipe. That's what he likes.
That's how you do it. I mean, it's a match made in heaven. You and Jay Johnson.
Yeah.
I remember one of the questions asked when they did the celebration after the Natty. He was getting asked a question, and I've quoted it a few times, but it was like they asked him like, "When'd you get back to work?" And he was like, "Plane landed." The second the plane landed, right back to it.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Air Force J.
That's the recipe, you know. But yeah, I mean, just kind of talk about kind of what's next for you and the steps getting to kind of what the steps towards the season are going to look like now that you're here.
Yeah, I'd say that's already started, and really, as soon as I got home, I was already on the backfield by my house with my dad taking ground balls and stuff. I'd say defense is like one of the things I need to work on the most, but yeah, I mean, I'm still working out, and I'm supposed to be moving in later next week and so I can start training on campus, which is cool. And then going into the fall 100%, that's definitely a key factor, I'd say, that I'm focused on, because throughout my career with all the injuries and stuff, the main thing I focus on is being 100% and having a good fall, and then hitting the ground running during the season. Yeah, trying to go back to back.
Yeah, Jonathan, you got something?
Yeah, do you have a relationship with any of the guys on the team already?
You're gonna say with your father.
Yeah, do you and your dad get along?
We do get along, yes.
It's kind of a running theme on the show for me to ask people about their dads. I don't know. Do you love them a lot?
Is he proud of you?
Yeah, opening for another son. I don't know, but no, man. Being a Louisiana guy, do you know? Obviously, you know some of the guys that are on the team, but I mean, like, do you have a close relationship coming in? Do you hate any of them from high school? What can we talk about? What they mean to you when you almost beat them?
Give us the gossip.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't hate any of them, but
good, smart.
Good answer.
Yeah, most of them are a lot younger than me, but I know Cade Anderson we have the same physical therapist, and Cade got Tommy John in high school, and I've been hurt pretty much every year the last 5 years of my life.
You already signed. You're hurt right now.
No, I'm coming off a healthy year, so
there we go.
Let's keep the trend going. But yeah, I know him a little bit just through our physical therapist, but that's really it. I don't know many of the guys personally. I know them from, watching them on TV and I guess being a fan, but now I get to be their teammate, which is cool.
And doubles off them.
Yeah.
But
you in Nebraska? This was to the moon.
Yeah, no, I mean...
what the fuck with the bat flip? What was
that was a heck of a bat flip.
You did want to beat LSU.
I mean...
Look at that. Fuck off.
Yeah, it was back-to-back. No, that wasn't what that was. I was just excited to tie the game, but that was back-to-back with my best friend on the team at the time, and it was to tie the game, and a little bit of a jersey tug right there. Sorry about that, but
No, I think that I'll apologize. It's going to win everybody over.
Yeah, it'll be on LSU's side now next year, but yeah, I have a tendency to, I guess, crash out, if you will.
No, I saw. I mean, there's the one clip where you hit the one and you kind of pound the bat into.
Yeah,
the ground.
our coach was like, "Relax on the bat flip." So I hit the ball and I was just like, super excited, and I didn't want to flip my bat, so slammed my bat, and I got back to the dugout and they were like, "We thought you popped it up. We thought you missed it." I was like, "No, I just didn't know what to do." Like I was so like,
too excited.
I was so excited, and I didn't want to flip my bat, so that's what I did.
It came out next.
That's awesome.
Well, it's because like the lefty bat flip is like the coolest thing you can do.
Yeah.
Like it's just natural for you to want to be able to finish high and then flip it.
Yeah.
But playing with that emotion and that kind of like character is all what like LSU fans love. It's what it's all about. Like you can tell you're from Louisiana.
Yeah, so Hal Hughes, who was the shortstop here, not long ago, his dad was my head coach this year, and so he would get frustrated sometimes, and I talked to Hal. He's like, "Yeah, I told him like he's from Louisiana, like that's just how he is." And so I was like, "That's a good way to
just
to
wired
put
a
it."
little different.
I guess I don't know if that's a great excuse, to tell him. I'm just from Louisiana. That's how I am.
It
But
works, I'm telling you.
Well, the good thing is you don't have to worry about that excuse anymore.
yeah, but that's definitely, I guess, like the truth of how it is.
Yeah.
Like that's how people from Louisiana are. We're very emotional. We're very invested in sports, and I mean that's just kind of how it came out. And then part of that too was like I hadn't played baseball in really I played my junior year at Columbia through injury. Didn't finish the year. Got a season-ending surgery, but it was like a long time since I played in a meaningful baseball game, and so that was like the third week of the year, and then the home run in Globe Life was the second week of the year, and so it was like all those pent-up emotions for from the past 3 years when I wasn't able to play was all coming out because I was having success, which I felt like was a long time waiting, and so I don't know, it was like all those emotions just coming out. So
we're excited to see it happen at Alec Bach.
Yeah.
see a couple bat flips or bat slams in Alec Bach Stadium. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
Oh, the first one is gonna hit like crack.
Yeah, I'll probably get yelled at. I got a few warnings from the umpires this year, and that's what like my coach was frustrated about. Like, you need to relax. Like, you haven't played baseball in 3 years. Like, you're about to get kicked out of a game and like get suspended. Like, we just stay in the lineup. Like,
keep playing.
Hey, I guarantee you, if something like that happens, the next morning from 7 to 9, we'll be right here on this microphone, banging the table.
Yeah.
On the umpires. It's just how it happens.
Yeah, it's just Louisiana. Give him
passion.
We'll have your back.
Yeah.
I did hear a rumor that you almost stopped for a picture with a local celebrity one time at an LSU baseball
yeah,
game.
this is definitely the
Never
truth.
get your heroes.
Yeah, so before I went to the West Virginia game for the Supers, obviously, but my last game before that was the Super Regional against Kentucky. The year they made it to Omaha and won it. And I saw Lloyd at the game. I was with my friend George. He got us tickets. And it was like a last-second thing, like, you want to come to the game? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so that game, by the way, was so sick. And, like, I was watching the game, and even though I never thought it was a possibility I would be able to come to LSU, I was still like, dang, I could so see myself, like, on the field.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, I was getting goosebumps watching the game. But, yeah, I turned around and see Lloyd walking through Alec's box.
Hammered.
He doesn't remember it.
I can't confirm nor deny that, but yeah, my friend was like, we should go take a picture with them, and I was like, I don't know. And there's people coming up to you, and so I was like, oh, we'll just leave them alone. But now I so wish I took a picture and I could have that right now and hold it up and be like, look at this, like it's come full circle now. Like, I'm on the podcast with you.
That would have been the commitment graphic on our page. Would have been you and Lloyd.
Deal done.
Closing the deal.
That would have been hilarious, but. Yeah, I was like a second away from coming and asking for a picture with you. I wish I would have done it.
That's awesome.
Anybody, you're more than welcome. It makes me feel very good.
It does. He really does love it. Most of his personal validation comes from.
Yeah.
It still surprises me every time.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, you hate it.
I hate it.
But
I want the
obviously
attention.
You've brought a little bit of luck. I mean, your last 2 LSU games you've gone to were super regional wins to head to Omaha. So take that what you will.
Yeah.
Let's just win every game at home this year. You're clearly very lucky.
Be at every one of them.
Yeah.
You're gonna be there anyway, so let's just keep it
hopefully
going.
the trend continues.
No pressure.
Next year.
Hey, which Manhattan is better to play baseball in?
I mean,
You're the only guy that's played in both Manhattans, probably, right?
Oh, yeah, Kansas.
Yeah.
Little
That's a good
Apple.
question.
That's a
Yeah.
great question.
All I did.
I mean, I'd say I had more success in the Little Apple in Manhattan, Kansas, so I'd have to say there, and I was healthy the whole time.
Where do you
so.
even play at Columbia? Sorry to get off track, but like, it's right in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
Is the practice field on campus? I know nobody else gives a shit about this, but
yeah, the athletic complex is off campus. It's like a 15-minute bus ride or subway ride. I guess you could take the subway. But it's right on like the north side of Manhattan, like the island, and like there's a river behind our field. Right across the river is the Bronx. So
wow,
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a little bit different going from that, a bus ride to the complex to now like the best complex in college baseball.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. And I mean, I thought like Kansas State, going from Columbia to Kansas State last year was like a huge jump. And I felt like a Major League Baseball player with all the amenities we had and stuff. And I know that going to LSU next year, it's only going to be a jump up from that. So
the only thing that you do have to watch out for is whenever you want to go get some work in during a game, you do have to walk with the crowd, which is awesome. So if you're 3 for 3, maybe just walk around for a second. People say, "Hey, I'll teach you my way."
Yeah,
this is what I would do if I was a player.
Oh my god! I know it's not happening by accident. He's plotting this shit ahead of time.
Yeah. Didn't know everybody $1.
Jonathan, you got another one?
Oh,
why is Lloyd Cushenberry your favorite player?
No, it's more of just like a personal grievance. You're from Mandeville, right?
Yes.
And you went to Jesuit
I did.
instead of just going to St. Paul's, which is an excellent program, closer to your home. And then you went to Holy Cross after that. So you avoided St. Paul's twice? So just I guess my question is, what the fuck's your problem?
Yeah, I don't think I can't win, honestly, when I talk about high schools, because I say I went to Jesuit, and then all the Jesuit guys start getting yeah, all the Jesuit guys start getting happy, but then I'm like, well, I graduated from Holy Cross, so then the Jesuit guys are mad, and then the Holy Cross guys are like, why'd you go to Jesuit first? Like, what's your problem?
And now the St. Paul's guys.
Yeah, now
North Shore was like,
the North Shore is like, what? Like, you're from the North Shore, what's going on? And then obviously the other Catholic school guys are like, like nobody's happy. It doesn't matter. So,
did you play any other sports growing up or in high school or anything?
In high school, no. Growing up, I played basketball. I was a huge Pistol Pete guy. Pete Maravich, I love Pete Maravich. He was like my idol growing up.
That's awesome.
And then going into high school, I kind of just dropped everything else and focused on baseball.
No, because I played basketball in high school, and Holy Cross beat the tar out of us in the tournament. I don't really remember the final score, but it was probably like a 20-point difference.
Yeah. So you're probably one of the few people that's actually happy COVID happened, because it gave you the extra year.
Now
you just sign off.
Yeah. Well, and it's weird.
One of the sick people that are happy about COVID.
Yeah, I'm so happy there's a global pandemic that shut everything down in the world.
LSU transfer loves
COVID. No, I'd say now I'm definitely happy about it. But so my senior year of high school was like the original COVID year. And then my freshman year, it was only the Ivy League that didn't play. So all the other conferences played. I was at home.
What are the chances?
Yeah, I was so, like, at the time, it was, like, upsetting. I was like, dang, I'm losing out on my freshman year. I was home the whole year.
Right.
But then, I mean, looking back on it now, it's like, it
just
wasn't so bad. I was able
wait 6 years.
I was able to do, I was able to start, like, my Ivy League education online, which wasn't, like, the worst thing.
Not the worst.
Not to say I was, like, cheating or anything, but, Zoom is a little bit different than being in person.
Yes.
And that sort of thing. But,
There's somebody else sitting right next to you. Like, I'm here.
Are you worried about the increased academic rigors of going from Columbia to LSU? Is this going to be? Are you going to keep your grades up, you think?
If you can't, we have a tuba player.
Yesterday's guest was a 67-year-old incoming freshman.
So if you need help.
I'd say. Like Jake Brown said, we're not exactly here for scholarly reasons.
I didn't come here to play school.
Yeah, I didn't come here to play school. So
I
think the focus is going to be baseball.
The Ivy League of the academics to the Ivy League of
Ivy League of baseball.
Yeah.
Wait, what's your major? Is it already done?
So at Columbia, I got an engineering degree.
Oh my god!
Oh, is that all? Oh, that's impressive.
You did have a very lucrative job opportunity.
And so. I kind of got that out of the way, and then I actually started.
Got that out of the way.
Yeah,
that's crazy impressive.
And so last year I started my MBA at Kansas State, and then I'm still trying to figure out if I'll be able to
drop that.
continue that here. Yeah, honestly, I might drop that and get like a certificate or something. Yeah, I hope my mom's not upset about me saying that on a live podcast. But
we can cut that.
We can. It's live.
It's
tell you we can.
But yeah, I started my MBA at Kansas State. Don't know if I'm gonna finish it here or not. I'm trying to do whatever's kind of the easiest for school and go in like all in on baseball.
Yeah, focus on.
You already have a degree. I think that's okay.
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
Degree from Columbia.
Got that out the way.
Yeah.
Definitely, as soon as I leave here, my mom's gonna call me and be like, I don't know if that's the best advice they're giving you. You might want to finish your MBA.
The last thing you want to do is talk to this guy about school.
We did have a kid that was first that I made quit school, and he moved home.
Yeah, so we had a guy that worked with us.
He's the bartender.
Had one semester of school left to get his degree.
And he dropped out.
And Lloyd convinced him to drop out.
We kept complaining about school. I was like, you just don't even know. You can finish that whenever.
Yeah, you can stop.
Yeah, now he was a bartender. I love you,
Shout out to Jack.
That's great.
Yeah, you want to take school advice from Lloyd, even though he's got his master's.
Don't make the mistakes I made.
His advice always was, look at us, we're in the same place. I went to school for 6 years. You're a freshman in college.
Yeah, save some money.
There you go.
Yeah.
Or just be really good at baseball.
Yeah, that would have been. I keep waiting for that to happen. Put my name in the draft every year.
But, well, we appreciate your time coming in here, joining us. We've enjoyed having you on, and we're really excited to watch you put on the purple and gold and play.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. This was fun.